Newsflash, you have never had a reaction, neither good or bad, based on what someone else did or said to you. Your reactions have always been based on the inner dialogue that you tolerate and allow to develop into fixed mindsets and creates cognitive dissonance within you to the point that if it does not match what you believe it to be, you are not only in disagreement of it, but you want it destroyed. You don't even want it spoken on. And that's not confidently walking in truth. That's not confidently standing in what you believe. That is extreme fear. That is insecurity. That is a lack of faith. That is a lack of knowledge. That has accumulated into a bunch of suspicions for you that you have labeled your beliefs. And you use your beliefs to try and predict what is going to happen in front of you based on 100% flawed information of what has took place behind you. You're like the character Lot's wife in the Bible, who in leaving the chaotic, wicked Sodom and Gomorrah with the instructions not to look back, couldn't help but turn around and see what she was attached to instead of keeping her sights on the promised land in front of her. And in doing so, and not being able to take her eyes off of what was behind her, she got left behind. Sound familiar to you? I understand that it was a cool story in Sunday school, but it applies directly to your life and my life today. If you can't stop looking behind you, if you can't break the attachment to the things that have came prior to this present moment that you should be engaging in fully with I am, in full awareness that you are unconditionally loved by your Creator and you are unconditionally sustained by your Creator, and there is nothing that your Creator is requiring of you today, tonight, tomorrow, or the days to come other than your commitment in freedom to reciprocating the love that has been given to you since the beginning of time. The love that you rejected, the love that you ignored, the love that you overlooked, the love that you replaced with this brutal punisher of a God that sits in the clouds and is taking notes of everything that you've done wrong in your lifetime and is waiting for you to accumulate it all into one big mess to tell you that you got it wrong the whole time. Depart from me. I never knew you. Get out of here. You can think that your daddy is like that. You can think that your Creator is like that. You can think that the very one whose goodness you have surfed on up to this point is one day going to become the most vile, wicked creation, imagination that you've ever fathomed. You can think that if you want to. That's not for me to bother with. But it bothers with you enough to think that. Your peace is consumed with this imaginary God that is always out to get you. Your pursuit of happiness is swallowed whole by this idea of the extortion God who sits high and looks low and is waiting on your 10% of every time you get paid so that the gifts can rain down, the gifts, the free gifts that cost you 10% in consistency. Stop it. Most of us do not come from communicative households. We come from emotional households. Therefore, we did not learn how to articulate ourselves and express ourselves in ways that are genuine to the thoughts and ideas that we have pondered. We learned more so how to use our emotions to manipulate, deceive, and direct those around us who have expressed or shown a interest or an infinity for us that we can manipulate to our advantage rather than reciprocate. What is it that you are worried about in the instances where you are about to extend yourself freely to another person in a way that leaves you vulnerable to be let down, exposed, or attacked, or given the short end of the stick? Why do you go into your imagination and imagine yourself getting the short end of the stick to the point that you're no longer willing to freely extend yourself to the person who you had it on your mind to give to? Understand, you have not been having emotional reactions. You have not been stressed out, bogged down, tied up, and heavy because of what other people are doing and saying to you. You are heavy, loaded, and conflicted within yourself because of the things that you say to yourself, because of the conversations that you entertain within yourself, because of the feelings that you follow blindly, I might add, into the imaginary field of the ego, where you then are bombarded with the shouts, whispers, and ridicule of the accuser, aka your ego.